we took the train back from the Vatican, like, there was, like, I'm not joking, I think I counted, I don't remember how many. It was a lot within arm's reach. Like, you are literally, like, shoulder to shoulder, lady's head on my chest, like, on this bus. And I didn't freak out. And I was fine. And I was like, why does this not freak me out? I'm on a fucking bus with, like, literally, like, sardines.
As many people as you can put on here.
As many people as you possibly can on the subway. And I'm not freaking out. But then other times I don't know. Stuff like that doesn't happen that often anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what triggers it. I don't know what triggers like a...
Yeah. I've been in something kind of similar.
Like, are you claustrophobic?
No, like not really.
Like you
no.
wouldn't consider yourself claustrophobic?
No, not at all. Or afraid of heights. Like I'm typically like heights are cool to me. Like it's kind of a rush. Well, when we went to New York, we did the top of the Empire State Building at night.
Ooh.
And the elevator to go up has like
I already don't like it.
They make the top and the bottom like a screen, but it shows like what it looks like going up and what it looks like going down. So it's a screen, but they make it look like it's glass.
I'm good.
Not to mention there was like 25 people in this elevator going up like 98 stores. I was like, dude. I was like shaking. Like I was like, I don't like this like at all. I was not okay with it. And as soon as the elevator opened, I was like pushing people to get out. I was like, yeah, no, fuck you. Like I was not cool with it.
Dude, so when I was like...
And then we had to get the same level for going down. That was even worse.
That's weird. Why would they want to make it look like for fun? Like just to freak people out?
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Like, did somebody just go like, hey, here's a good idea? And someone was just like, I don't care. Just fucking do it.
Someone's going to sue us. Like,
fucking nerd. Just make the screens do the thing.
Like, if it was just going up, I think I would be okay. But like seeing like looking down, like making it look like you could see like how fucking high up you're going.
Was it like the inside of the elevator shaft?
Yes.
What purpose does that serve?
I don't know.
Like maybe if it was like, oh, we're coming down on the side of the building and you could see like the New York City streets.
Nope.
Are you sure it just wasn't glass?
Yes. Because when you get in, it's like nothing and then it's like a screen.
Is that maybe to make it feel like it's more open? Like, do you think there's an element of that where, like, maybe if the screen wasn't there, because how long are you in the elevator for?
It's like 5 minutes. Because it's a long way up, dude.
I'm good.
Yeah, I know.
Like, are there stairs? Can I just take the stairs? I'll take 2 hours to get to the top, as long as I don't have to do an elevator.
Rough. And then once we got up there, like, I was fine, because then you can kind of, like, walk around outside, and although it was, like...
You could breathe.
It was foggy.
Yeah.
So we couldn't see the ground.
Oh, that's good.
I was like... But no, it was cool. Once I got out of the elevator.
It sounds cool once you got out of the elevator. Airplanes still weird. Like I get weird anxiety on airplanes.
Yeah.
Not okay.
At least like an elevator,
anxiety.
you can hit the button and get out. Airplane, there's no fucking button. You ain't getting out. Like
no, and I've seen so much stuff about like turbulence isn't shit on planes. Like they test the planes, but it's just turbulence is fucking gross.
Yeah,
like,
and also. Yeah, it's like 1 in a million. This could be the one.
Like, you got more odds of, like, getting bit by a shark that, like, won the lottery than, like, dying on a plane, right? Like, at this point, the odds of dying in a plane crash...
You're more likely to just die on the plane than the plane crashing.
That's good. I'm more likely to have a heart attack on a plane than to actually die from the plane crashing.
Yes.
Makes sense. But, like, the sensation of turbulence just fucks me up, man. It fucks everybody up. I'm not...
There was one plane ride I was flying by myself, and it was such bad turbulence coming to land. Like I came out of my seat, and like I was like, land this shit now. Yeah. Like
emergency.
Again,
land.
Not afraid of heights or anything, but like
the sensation of just like, being rocked around
and like having zero control over the situation.
Tube.
Just all my trust is in these two guys up front that I have never even seen.
Not even the two guys; they're on autopilot. I don't care.
Not when they're landing. They was landing, so I'll give them a little credit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, though.
Yeah, planes still kind of weird me out. And it's so funny. I've flown so many times.
Same.
Like, when I moved down here, my parents were divorced. Like, I would fly up to Washington every other month.
All the time, yeah.
Every other month. I'm on a fucking plane. Like, I've been flying since I was little, dude. Like, I've flown so fucking much. And, like, I still don't love it. I still cannot click into, like, yeah, I've done this a million times. I just don't like it. I don't fucking like it.
Imagine having to like fly for work. Like to travel.
That'd be tough. And I've tried the getting drunk before, or like getting tipsy. And
Really?
Yeah, I've tried it, but like
at the airport bar.
Yeah.
So you just spent like all your money.
Yeah, well, especially at 6 a.m. There's like not a lot of places. No, but if I'm on like an evening flight, I'll get like a little cap before. Like I'll spend $14 on a beer just to kind of relax me before. But then by the time we take off, I'm sober because it takes 50 minutes to fucking board the plane and go.
You're gonna need to buy like 4 of them.
And I don't buy alcohol on planes. Like I'm not that much of a psycho.
I don't think they have like just beer. And if they do have beer, it's like not good beer. So you have to get like,
we got Foster's, like
Foster's beer. The beer for foster kids. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that.
But yeah, like the only thing they have is like hard alcohol, and I'm like, what? You want me to puke on this plane? Like,
I was on I've been on a couple flights. I've been on a couple flights where the alcohol's free. Have you been on a flight like that?
When my dad has free alcohol cards because he used to fly so much.
When I was flying to
just those ones.
When I was flying to Ireland, I wasn't in first class. It was just like, yeah, you want anything? The guy next to me got a beer, and he didn't get out his card, and I was like, yeah, I'll have that. Okay. Can I see your ID? I guess. Sure, here you go. I was like, they're not going to charge me for this either.
Dude, that's the guy. Do we pay for these?
And then she just kept coming back around. It's like, all right, I'm just going to have drinking beer and water the entire fucking flight. And it was awesome.
This was to Ireland or on the way home?
This was to Ireland. Yeah, maybe it was like a welcome. It wasn't Guinness, though. I think it was Heineken.
Heineken's not that bad.
No. It's good plain beer.
Yeah.
Speaking of claustrophobic, so when I was like maybe 15, we went to Belize, and we took this crazy excursion out to these caves, and I'd like to ask my dad. I don't remember if we like spelunked into the caves or if we like hiked into the caves. Basically, I remember we hiked. There was a fucking hole, and then
we went in the hole.
We went in the hole, but it's water.
Yeah.
And I remember squeezing through stuff like... See, you're saying about claustrophobic. That's claustrophobic.
Do you remember when we watched As Above, So Below?
Yeah.
That I can't do.
See, I was doing that shit when I was a kid, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, I don't think I could do that. I'm like, my dad did it. Tracy did it. But like, as an adult, like, whoo. And my dad, I mean, he's tall. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a big dude, and we're like going through, and he, and we've talked about it. He goes, he's like, yeah, you're calling. I don't think I even have a reference for what it was. I think I was just squeezing, and I remember squeezing through and having it scrape on my chest, like you're squeezing through these things with your tour guide, and God, that was so cool. I'll never forget it.
I mean, maybe I'd be more inclined if there was like a tour guide. They show you where to go, how to do it. Like obviously not gonna bring someone down that can't fit. But like, there's people that do this like just on their own and just like figure it out. Yeah. I'm like, no goddamn way.
Yeah. So where we did 2 different trips. The first half of the trip, we stayed in like a mud hut, basically.
A yurt?
Yeah. It was basically a yurt, and there was like scorpions and cockroaches everywhere. And like, it was like kind of cool.
Cockroaches don't bother me that much. They're kind of weird. Scorpions, you can fuck right off.
Yeah. We found a scorpion in our little thing, and my dad had to catch it in like a little pot. It was kind of cool.
You mean kill it?
No, he just caught it in a little pot, and then he just like put it outside. But
you mean kill it?
Anyway, so that was cool. We stayed in like this little yurt thing, and I slept on like this shitty ass bed, but like it was part of the experience. And it was actually really sick because
camping.
Yeah. So and like the roof was grass, like literally, like you're out in the cuts, dude. Like
Survivor?
Jeff fucking hit my line, bro.
Come on in, guys.
So, and it was really cool because there was like every night there was like a community dinner, and
that's kind of cool.
You like go to like this little hut, and not like, I don't even know, and you like go down in the basement, and there's like a view of like the forest and stuff, and you eat at night, and it was really, really cool.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so we hiked from there. I don't even know. I need to ask my dad this. I don't even know how the fuck he planned this. I remember, like, we hiked from there to the middle of fucking nowhere.
It sounds like a movie where, like,
guy,
like, the tourist gets fucking got by some cult.
Oh, and from what I've heard from Tracy is, like, yeah, we were freaking out. We don't know what the fuck's going on. And as a kid, I'm like,
Look at we are on vacation.
And I'm like, this was like the best case scenario. Like, I'm not even freaking out at all. And if I did it now as an adult, I'd probably freak out. Anyways, in my recollection, we hiked from the place to the middle of fucking nowhere, got picked up with some other people in a van by some guy in a van, like a 12-passenger van. And then we drove out to a place for probably 40 minutes. We stopped. We got all our shit out. And then we hiked like 2 miles into the woods. And that's where we got to the cave. And then we get inside the cave. And
was anyone else in your party killed?
Okay, I can't confirm or deny, but I don't think so. But I wasn't counting.
I think somebody got some like Midsommar shit going on over there.
Fuck, man. But it was really cool. And I remember we were walking and there was like, they still had like, it's all these ancient shit. And there's like pots, like ancient, but you're like stepping over. It's not like a museum. It's a fucking cave in the middle of nowhere. And this tour guide's taking you through and you like, you kind of climb up on this, we climbed up on this ledge and we're like walking. And I think we saw bones at some point. I don't know if they were real. They may have been planted. I don't know. But like as a kid, you're like, whoa, it's a fucking bone. Like a femur or something. Yeah. It was like a skull.
I mean, it sounds cool. Sounds like you got out lucky.
It sounds way cool as a kid. Because I was like 15. And I think that had so much to do with it.
Yeah.
And like all I'm remembering is just like, I trust Pa. My trust is in Pa. And Pa is like...
Pa's fucking winging it.
Pa is like side-eyeing like Tracy like, yo, I booked this at some point like, we might die? I don't know. Like,
we're either going to die or it's going to be the coolest thing ever.
Exactly. And it was the coolest thing ever. And it was like, hey, check the box. It fucking worked.
Let's buy a fucking lottery ticket now.
And then the next part of the trip was cool because we stayed on a little island that was kind of a pain in the ass to get to. Have you ridden in these boats where like you sit in the bottom and you're like riding the waves and the waves are like at eye level and you're sitting? Fucking terrible.
It's not great.
It's the fucking worst, man. And we rode out to this island called San Pedro, and then we stayed at like a cool like little condo out there on like an island. So we like split the trip, and I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, the boat me and Emily were on for our honeymoon. Not the big one.
Not the big one. Cool. Good to clarify.
Separate boat on an excursion. We had to like cross this like, I don't know. It was like an hour 45 boat ride out to this place to do this whole thing. And this is like 6 a.m. It was one of the worst, roughest, scariest boat rides of my life. And this was one of the same kind of boat as you're talking about. This was a big boat. It had like probably 100 people on it. But this thing was so top heavy, like it was like no.
You're like putting your hand in the water as it comes out. Whee!
No, we're all enclosed. But as soon as you sit down and like, they're like, put your seatbelt on, they start coming around with barf bags. I was like, is this the ride? I don't.
Is this
what? What's happening?
What's this? Is this the excursion?
Emily was like crying, like legit, like actual tears. Like I think we're gonna die.
I love Emily. Her tolerance for that kind of shit seems like
it's low.
Like
it's low,
very low. Or like if you and I went out there, we'd probably be like, this sucks, but like I'll fucking see it.
No, there was a couple times I was like, oh fuck, like,
oh yeah,
like I was like, oh my god, we're going over.
Like
this is it.
This is it. How do we get out, babe? Like,
and then we do this whole like 8-hour excursion, like zip lining, off road, like ATVs, like lunch, all this shit. Get back on the boat. Go the other way at night.
Oh my god. A night ride on a boat is fucked. I've never done it. I don't think I've ever been on a boat at night.
And it was the same thing. Like, it was so bad.
When we were in Maui, we did the snorkeling thing. And of course, it's like, we boated? What's the, we rode? We boated? We floated? I don't know. We floated.
We buoyed.
On a boat. It was like a double-decker boat, whatever. You know, there was probably like 30 or 40 people out there going snorkeling. And of course, it's Maui, so the weather is like it's warm, but it might rain, it might not.
Yeah, you don't fucking know.
Well, you get out in the ocean.
It's like Florida.
You get out in the fucking ocean. We are riding, and it like kind of starts to sprinkle, and like into the storm type shit started to happen. Like this fucking big ass cloud came over, and Andrea and I and my mom and Fallon were looking at each other like, okay, this is like kind of weird. Like, we're not going to ride into that, right? Like, we were legit getting like, we're not going to ride into that. But like, they wouldn't ride into it if it was dangerous, right? Like, they've done this before. But also, like,
they also just want some money. So
like, what the fuck is going on? And it was a very sketchy boat ride. But of course, on the other side, we got out and go snorkeling, and it was like one of the coolest.
It was beautiful.
Fucking coolest things I've ever done.
Also, you had COVID.
It just added. It's a
maybe that storm was never there.
Just a heightened experience. I don't care. A weakened immune system, man. Bring it on.
Oh god, boat rides are always good.
Me
and Emily almost died on a boat ride with her dad.
What happened?
We were tubing.
I love tubing, bro.
Oh, it was great, but Jake has vowed to never take anyone tubing again after that. He launched us. Me and Emily both probably got 25 feet in the air. Like, fast. Hit heads in the air. They came down. I come up. I'm all fucking laughing. Emily's bawling. I look in the boat. Joyce is bawling. Jake's like, was it fun? I was like, yeah, it was great.
Dude, go ahead. Sorry.
That was it. It was just like, and then Jake was like, we're never taking anyone boating again.
Fallon bought a boat. I think he had 2 boats, but he bought one that was like a let's go tubing boat.
It was fun.
And it was the funnest fucking thing, dude. We go out on Folsom Lake, and you figure, Jesus Christ. You figure it was me and my 2 cousins, and they're twins, and they were older than me. It was just like a recipe for like trying.
All on the same tube?
We lived together, so we're always trying to one-up each other. We were always trying to like, it was like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And
who's the most badass? And
Fallon grew up around boats, so like this guy is just like fucking
whipping it,
like just trying to throw us off, and it was so fun. It was scary, but like I want to go tubing.
Once you like hit the right one, you're like, oh fuck!
I want to go tubing again.
It's fun,
like really bad now. Actually, like I want to get thrown. I want to get fucking yeeted off this boat.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And hit the water and like have.
My grandpa's jet ski was really fun too.
I've never been on jet ski.
It's fun. That thing was fast. He doesn't have any more. He sold it.
Have you driven a snowmobile?
Nope.
Not a lot of snow stuff for you. Not a snow guy.
I like the snow. Just haven't done a lot of snow.
You haven't snowboarded though. Mm-mm. I know you got a kid, and we've missed our window of opportunity. But like, you'd be fine at snowboarding.
I think I could pick it up.
You'd be fine.
I would fall a lot the first time, but I think I could pick it up.
You're coordinated though.
Pretty coordinated. I'm also pretty dumb, so we'll just fucking
but
just yeet it. Who needs a helmet?
We're fucking. We're men.
I'm hard-headed.
Just fucking pick it up. You know what I mean? Just like,
and then whatever emotions you have, you suppress them.
And then it comes out in 10 years, and then you punch a hole in the wall.
You have a heart attack.
And then on a plane, or on a boat. The night boat ride
Not
thing
the big one.
sounds really fucked up though.
Oh my god.
I think one time he took the boat out in the American River, Fallon. And we were out there at night, and it was foggy as fuck. And I was like, how is he seeing? And then he couldn't. And I don't know how we ended up back where we were. It was like the only time I remember going out at night. It's the only time I've been on a boat at night.
I already don't have the greatest sense of direction. Like, if there's not, like, landmarks that I know of. So I'm just out on the water. I'm like, fuck, where are we? Add night to the thing? Yeah, no.
There's something so, like, humbling and terrifying of like, even when we went out like to the like we were in Maui, it was like, oh man, we're in a fucking fishbowl right now. Like, we are nowhere. We're nowhere. We're nothing. We're
literally nothing.
Nothing. We're on the boat ride took over an hour to get from where we were out to this other little like peninsula island thing. And it was like, oh yeah, we're nothing. Like this, we're nothing. Have you looked at Hawaii on a map?
Yeah,
it's like this fucking big, bro. It's so goddamn tiny.
Now, think of how big Hawaii is in the middle of the ocean, right? Not big. Now think of just one cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. Granted, that cruise ship's huge, but like you go on the balcony, like, oh, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
It's just black. Crazy. You can only see the white water from the ship. That's
Isn't it nuts that people sailed from like Europe?
On like a piece of wood
without YouTube to see how to fucking do it, or like without
all they did was look up. Okay, that star looks familiar.
Without like a real map at all.
Yeah, they were making the map.
It's like, where are we? Straight. Just we're here. I don't know. We're here. Have we hit land yet? Fucking no.
And it wasn't even like straight. It's like, okay, well the wind is pushing us this way. Well, go with the wind.
Well, look, man,
blow back.
It's insane. It's fucking nuts that people did that.
And it's no wonder that
On a fucking, like, wooden death trap.
It's no wonder that they found India, the United States.
Yeah. Nah, you're Indians.
They're like, yeah, this is totally India. We just went straight. Like,
yeah, we just went straight.
Yeah, you went straight.
No, you didn't. You went like fucking this.
You went straight, but like the wind was like that way. Yeah, crazy. How did they even steer? Did they have like a rudder, or did they just like, I don't know, go that way? Like,
I don't know, man. It's insane. It honestly is crazy to think about. Like, imagine leaving your wife and kids. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna go that way.
But
you'll hear from me in like 2 years
if I don't die of scurvy.
Yeah.
Like
from eating from eating like rice that's just baked in salt because it needed to last.
And then, like, they didn't have like a motor on this thing.
No.
They just had canvas. They're like, I hope the wind goes that way. Like, did they have a failsafe? Like,
I don't know, man. It had to have been complex. I mean,
apparently not. They went to the completely wrong continent.
It's just fucking wind. I mean, you're just going off of where the ocean takes you. That's fucking scary, man. It's crazy that people did that.
The ocean by itself is scary.
Goes back to the plane thing, like flying over the ocean.
Oh,
like flying to Ireland or Rome or wherever is like.
Yeah, I haven't flown over the ocean.
Being over the ocean, something gross about it. Yeah. Just can't get it. But then it's like, well, I can just lump this into me hating planes. Yeah. So then it's just it's all the same, right? Like,
but what's even worse? Okay, you're over the ocean. Let's say the plane goes down. Would you rather live and then just be like the only one alive on the raft in the ocean, or die? Like, do you want to Tom Hanks this shit?
I don't like that question. I want to say I would at least like a fair shot at living. I'd like give me a shot, but I also don't want to be eaten by a shark.
It's not even eaten by a shark. Just I don't want to be alone in the middle of the ocean with a little fucking dinky raft.
I guess like okay.
I'd rather like have like a piece of the plane with me.
Let's play this out. So you're on a plane.
I'm on a plane.
It goes down in the ocean.
Okay.
Let's say by some fucking miracle, you are the only one that has lived, and you're on a raft. This is our scenario, right?
This is a great scenario.
You rolled the dice. You got the bad luck of the plane crash, but you're on a boat and you survived.
Boat.
You're on a raft.
You got a little yellow dinghy.
Other parts of the plane have to float, right? They have to be able to float.
It's a big piece of metal. I think it floats for a while if it's not like a hard crash. Like the Sully, who landed on the Hudson River. The plane starts to sink eventually, and they had to pull it out of the river. But it floats for a while if it's controlled. If you just fucking huck it into the water, that thing's coming apart, and it ain't floating.
I guess like, let's say,
and there's no way to do a controlled water landing on the ocean because of the swells. It ain't flat.
I can't even wrap my head around a controlled landing. I don't even get that. What does that even mean? Controlled landing means you hit the ground and you skid?
Sully, yeah, that was a controlled water. Oh, well, he landed 2 dead engines. He landed on the Hudson.
Well, way to give it away, dude. Oh, and then he's on an island because it's Tom Hanks. Anyways,
and he gets hijacked by pirates.
Anyways, god damn it, we get sidetracked so fucking easily. So we're on a raft. I think your best bet is to like get on the raft and just like hold on to a piece that's part of the plane because you know the black box is going crazy. Unless you're in the Bermuda Triangle, then you're fucked.
But the black box is this big. What if you grab part of the wing?
No. I'm saying you don't need to grab the black box. I'm saying like the black box as the plane is like going down, like, hey, Mayday.
Oh, you're saying it's in that vicinity.
It's in that vicinity. Like they know where you are, especially this day and age. It's like, hey, cool. The plane took off at 7:00. The alert happened 3 hours into the flight. They got to be this far. Like they could calculate.
And then
that
I'm
shit,
sure they
like,
give you like a 1,200-mile radius.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you might have to sit on the raft for like 3 hours because that's how long it takes to fly, unless they send some like fucking Chinook like all the way out to get you.
Well, on all honesty, and what I would think they probably would, because they're not throwing someone off of a C-130 like to rescue you. They're gonna have to take a helicopter out there to drop down.
Yeah, and they don't go as fast as planes.
Not even close, especially cruise liners.
But what's the gas on a helicopter?
I don't know. Fuel. I don't know. I don't think they're not transcontinental.
Do you think they have? Whoa, you got words, dude. Transcontinental. What was the other word you said?
You said foist.
You said another word earlier that was pretty good. I can't remember.
Big boat. Not the big boat.
Not the big boat. But like, I think your odds of living, you're gonna be freezing. You're gonna be fucking miserable.
I'm not so much worried about living on the raft. I'm more worried about how long do I have to sit in the ocean by myself being that.
Okay. But if you logically think about it, what's gonna happen? A wave?
That's the thing. You don't fucking know, dude.
But like,
rogue waves happen.
That's true.
And if the plane went down, there's probably a storm.
But like,
planes don't just go down unless it's a Boeing.
That's true. Whoa, dude, what the fuck, bro? I only fly Boeings.
Boeing's not a sponsor, I promise.
Definitely, I don't want them as a sponsor at this point. It's not like you're not gonna die from an animal. 100%. You're not gonna get some fucking like
an orca's not gonna come out of nowhere and fucking
try and fuck your shit up.
They'll kill you on shore though, apparently.
Yeah, they'll drown you. They'll bring you down and drown you. But
not this time.
So you really just have to be like,
it's the waiting game.
I hope I'm not hungry.
Which, come on.
I hope those peanuts and Heineken held me over.
Yeah. It's a good question, though.
Also, if a plane crashes or anything like that happens, I don't give a fuck about women and children. I'm trying to fucking live, dude.
Living.
Sorry, dog. Like, survival of the fucking fittest out here. I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying. I'm not trying that hard. You know what I mean? I'm not like going out of my way.
I will save as many women and children as I can until it means I die.
Yep. Until I meet that line where it's like, I can't. I'm sorry.
You should have been here sooner. I don't know.
But like, imagine how fucking, oh God, you'd be such a hero if like you just are like on this raft. You got like 15 babies on this raft.
Or you're just the worst person ever. Now at least 15 kids have to grow up without parents.
No, it's okay. It's all right because you save the children, dude.
What if you save just the parents?
Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
You can make new babies.
You can.
The watch told me to stand up.
Okay. What time we got?
8:50.
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Quite the scenario we've just drawn up.
Yeah. Also, we love women and children.
There's nothing more.
I have a woman and a child.
You do. Although I'm not a woman, I am a child. I am somebody's
We're both
child.
children.
Everybody's a child, but I'm not a woman. So I can't speak to that. But I'm saying, man, might be George Costanzaing this fucking thing.
But also, isn't like everyone's equal? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Why don't you save me?
Yeah, save the men first. I can protect you on the raft from the sharks trying to eat us.
Maybe.
I'll punch it in the face.
I don't have a knife or anything because I took it before I got on the plane, so I don't know.
I'd like to know the odds of plane crashes now.
I think it was like 1 in a million or 1 in like 2 million.
It's got to be so slim.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you.
Oh no, they say it on Day After Tomorrow. It's like 1 in like 100 million or something. I'm basing this off of
a movie from like 2008,
a Dennis Quaid movie,
and Jake Gyllenhaal. How dare you?
And the chick from Shameless. I can't remember her name. Emmy Rossum.
Hard subject change. At work, I found a pre-rolled packaged joint. So I took it and I have it. I haven't smoked it.
It's probably laced with like fentanyl.
It's definitely not, because it was like still sealed from wherever this person bought it and left it.
Like from like a smoke shop kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are you sure though? Like, careful about that shit.
I had to take the label. I had to take the stickers off to open it. And like, I kind of want to smoke it. Like just like 1 or 2 or 10.
What if it's from Jonesy?
That's my thing, bro. I got bad luck.
You had a bad experience last time.
Bad numbers game here, but
you might think you're dead again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I was telling
Smoke with Andrea.
I know, she was like, "Why can't we smoke?" Or I was like, "I don't want to smoke it here." She's like, "Well, why not?" I'm like,
"Don't go out there."
Yeah, we got like neighbors.
It's illegal.
That's true. I don't know, man. But now am I 15? 15, yeah, because I was smoking weed at 15. I was smoking weed at 15. Like, what am I, like a sophomore in high school? Even though I never had weed at my house, it was always with friends. But it's like, She's like, drive somewhere and smoke it. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking 28. I don't need to drive somewhere in a parking lot and smoke weed. Like, I'm not a fucking loser. And also, I can't drive back.
You gotta come with me.
Like, if you take out the last time I smoked or the last time I had any sort of weed, was that edible from Jonesy.
Yep, which was not good for you.
Not good. And that was, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Let's say 3.
It's at least 3. Yeah,
3. I think before that there was a guy at Top Golf that came over to my house one time and hung out, and I took like a hit, but I like wasn't into it. And then before that, it had been since high school. It's just definitely not been my thing. Like,
certainly hasn't been mine.
Definitely not, because you've never
no, yeah.
Which I find interesting. Not like interesting, but it's like
it's not the norm.
It's not really the norm.
It's not the norm
to not try it.
Yeah. Well, my brother never did it.
That's true.
And like either of my brothers ever did it. Older. I don't know what age I have. I don't really care if he has or not.
Yeah.
But I know my older brother never did. At least not while I was around. And then I don't think my sister ever did. I'm not 100% sure.
At this point, weed is so like not taboo.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
no, it's totally normal.
If someone's like smoking weed, it's like, oh, they care about their mental health. Like that's literally what I think is like, oh, they need to relax. Yeah. Like respect.
I never really looked at it as like you're like a loser.
But there definitely was even like when we were in high school, it's like, oh, they're a pothead. But I think that was a lot from our parents too.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, what made them a pothead? They smoked weed more often than other people. Like, okay, whatever.
No, the thing is like
they're probably looking at like other kids like you're fat because you drink soda all the time. Like,
they were never like assholes. Like all the stoners were just like, yeah, they're just like,
they were just chill
potheads.
Yeah, there's every now and then you got someone that was like a douche,
like an ass. Yeah,
but like
gave it a bad name. But for the most part, I was like, oh, he's just a stoner.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have it, and I don't know what to do with it other than just hold on to it and then eventually like do something with it at some point.
I don't know how to help you there, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Invite Jonesy over.
I haven't seen Jonesy in a while.
I know. It was in like San Jose or something, right?
Yeah, moved away. Drank like this whole bottle of wine, basically.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shenandoah Valley. I don't know what kind of wine it is, though. It just says White Barbera or White Barbara.
I want to say it's like a Chardonnay. I think that's what Alan said.
I'm bad at wines. Oh, it contains sulfites. All right, well, fuck you.
It's probably good for you.
Nah, it's definitely not. I've looked it up.
If there's a label, it's not good for you.
Yeah, if it says it contains something, it's...
If there's a label that doesn't say vegan, it's not good for you.
I'm just trying to think of something else that could just flow out of me. What were we talking about? That was pretty good. We were talking about planes. We were talking about crashes. We were talking about
a little bit of death in there.
Claustrophobia. And you're not afraid of heights. Which is also weird. I don't love heights. Definitely not. If I have a choice, don't put me in that position. Don't want it. But like, I've been around heights, like plenty of heights.
Yeah.
We did there's like a water park somewhere that I went with my dad in like Alabama or something. I went up to visit, and we did one of those like fucking speed slides. 9 stories. It was a 9-story drop. That was like...
Sounds fun.
It was sick. And we did it twice. And I don't know how.
Both times you have to like, holy fuck.
Yeah, because you go and your back kind of comes off when you go, and then you catch, obviously. And it's like, it's so weird because ultimately in the back of your head you're going to be fine.
Right, but there's just that
there's something in our DNA that's like, there's something wrong with this. Don't do this. This is stupid. We've evolved to not be around heights and fall. Like, don't do this.
Yeah, but there's people go skydiving and bungee jumping.
Exactly, right? But there's people that do that and they don't care. Or they care and they like the adrenaline rush.
Right.
I think I can kind of get behind the adrenaline rush thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
There's definitely something to, like, when you get an adrenaline rush, you feel fucking alive. Like, almost getting in a car accident.
I don't like that one.
I don't like it, but afterwards you're like, holy shit, I feel fucking awake as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, where is this? Where's this been?
Where? Come on, how do I bottle this?
Yeah.
You know, like, I've always wanted to go, like, skydiving or something like that.
You would skydive?
I would do skydiving.
No way.
Not at the Lodi one.
Well, because people die there.
There's been, like, 5 deaths in the last, 3 years.
That's part of the experience.
It's not my experience.
Tell you what, at your funeral, I will be writing up some good bits if you jump out.
Oh, I know you would. But I won't let you do it. So, just as my final bit.
What?
You don't get to do it.
In your will, like, do not let Tyler read any eulogy.
You're like, ha, bitch. I wouldn't go skydiving now. I don't think that I have, like, a daughter.
Wow. Listen to you,
doesn't
dude.
seem responsible.
Take her with you.
Hold on tight.
How dare you try and take your kids out of take your kids and not have an experience?
What I would rather do skydiving than like climb El Cap.
What? Really?
One, because like if I went skydiving, I'd be with a dude that skydives, knows what he's doing,
Or a man or a woman.
an instructor that knows skydiving. Fuck you. If I'm climbing El Cap, like even if I have someone that knows what they're doing, like with me, I'm not strapped to him. He's just like over there on the wall, going, "All right, put your hand there. Make sure the rock's good." I'm like, I think it's good. Like.
Oh, climbing El Cap. For some reason, I thought we were like hiking.
Oh no, I've hiked El Cap.
Okay,
I've hiked up.
For some reason, I was like, really? This seems like a bad math problem. Dude. You really need to.
No, I'm talking about climbing it, the face of it. I would, if I knew how to do it, like I've been doing it my whole life, be no brainer. I'd be there. It seems sick as fuck. But like, it doesn't seem like something you just. I'll just do that.
Like climb.
Yeah, like Emily's cousin, Emily's uncle climbed it.
You know, that's actually a good question. Like, what seems riskier, climbing El Cap with an instructor or skydiving with an instructor?
Now, I'm not talking about like the risk factor because I think skydiving is more risky. I think there's been more deaths with that adrenaline sport than there has with this adrenaline sport. My issue with climbing El Cap as like an amateur is the amount of time suspended in air.
It's true.
Being that high for that amount of time, I think would get to me eventually. And then
you would look down, no matter how, even if you look down 10 times, one of those times you're going to look down and just be like, oh, fuck.
Exactly. And once you're up there, like, you don't get rescued from there. You got to get up or get down. Like, there's no way to, like, you can't, like, hover a helicopter on the side of a cliff. Like,
that's true.
It's not.
Yeah, you can't do that. And even if you're doing that, that seems scary, too.
Yeah, like, you have to get up or get down.
But, like,
and there's a certain point where you get high enough, you can't go down. You have to go up.
Yeah, but, like, you're totally strapped in. Like, you're not talking about free climbing, obviously.
No,
only,
but you're just putting all this trust in, like, this, like, eye hole that somebody else put up there who knows how long ago.
I like this question.
It is a good one.
I feel like I'm taking El Cap, honestly. I think there's something about getting up in a plane and like not having the buildup or just the lack of control. Maybe that. It's a lack of control.
There is a lack of control, yeah.
It's like I'm going up in a plane and it's like, okay, now I can't turn back. Like now I can't, and like I'm putting my faith in this other person as opposed to like, hey, I'm fit, I'm strong. Like I know I can do this. I got ropes and I got a guide. Not saying it wouldn't be scary, but I think I would fare better climbing something like that than I would jumping out of a plane. And El Cap's an extreme example.
Yeah.
Like let's say you even dumbed it down to like something half El Cap size, right? Like I think I would rather do that.
I think if I took like, you know, give myself like 5 years, whatever, and just practice like climbing, just do all these climbs to get like good enough.
That's true.
Then I'd be like, all right, let's fucking do a cap. Like
it is a skill too, right?
Oh
like,
yeah,
we're counting that out completely. I guess I'm assuming like we have the skill. We're assuming in this scenario we have the skill to climb. Like we've acquired the skill to climb. We know how to do it.
So I was saying that just as a total amateur. Total amateur. Like I'm taking skydiving because I'm with someone who has the skill. If you're a total amateur, you go El Cap. The person who has the skill is just over there.
And it's just like, yeah, see that little pebble over there? Yeah, put your entire body weight on that. Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Like, you're over there. You can't see this pebble. Like,
yeah, it is crazy. And I say I don't like heights, and I think I do that. But there's just something about going up in a plane and jumping out. I just don't know if
there's something about that is just stupid.
I don't think I'd be able to bring
it's
myself
just stupid.
To do it. I don't know. And I like I'd like adrenaline rushes. Yeah. Like whenever I get an adrenaline rush, and it's pretty rare for even like modern society for us to have them, which is kind of a weird thing.
And not like roller coaster adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting that too.
Exactly. But to have like a real fucking adrenaline rush, like I was talking
about. Like the car accident.
Like a car accident thing is like a good example. Like
your heart gets fucking pumping.
Getting in a near car accident, you are all of a sudden firing on cylinders you had no idea fucking existed.
You thought you were a fucking four-banger Honda Civic? No, you're a Ferrari now.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, like I know what the fuck is going on. And I've heard, I'm going to fucking butcher this, but I've heard somebody articulate like why when a traumatic experience happens, why we see it in slow motion versus other things, right? Like I don't see work in slow motion.
Yeah.
And it has something to do with like, we're kind of in an idle state. And like, I'm pretty sure what he said is like frames per second on like a movie. All of a sudden we're at like 800 frames per second. We are like paying attention to fucking everything, and we're tapped into like our entire frontal lobe, taking in
fucking lizard brain on
like
peak.
literally, like everything's coming in and getting downloaded, and we are processing that, as opposed to like, oh, what happened at work today? Like, I don't know. What'd you have for dinner last night? I don't even know. But it's like, oh, what happened at that traumatic thing? You could fucking name it because your brain like just is shooting all its chemicals.
It's like flagging the email.
Yeah,
like
it's like red flag, flagging the email. That's great. And then you can go and filter all the flags. It's got all these flags, and you can recall it. Like
it's really weird that you bring this up because like I remember when I was in that Kia Forte, I told you like I almost died.
Yeah,
like
yeah, I remember you told me about
now.
that, yeah.
I remember that so vividly.
Yep.
Getting on the on-ramp, Bigger comes over. I whip the wheel over, I've never pulled the e-brake before in my life. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
wait, I don't think you told me this.
Oh, really?
I thought you told me about this, but now this is not sounding familiar. What happened?
I'm like getting on 80 from like going towards work, like from the Target in Rockland, because I was there to grab HDMI cords for our new camera system and all that at work. I'm getting on in this like Silverado. I'm like still on the on-ramp, like, whoo, like this dude was like not doing
just not having.
He wasn't even driving. Like he was pretending. He was like in a video game. So I'm like, I whip the wheel. I can't even honk. If I honk, I'm dead.
Yeah,
like,
if you honk, this is like this ancillary at this point. Like it's stupid. Like,
so I'm like, I literally turn the wheel all the way over, so the car is like sideways, and I'm up. I go up onto the grass, and I pull the e-brake. The car like spins like 3 times, doesn't hit anything, and then I just stop, and I'm like,
holy shit!
And then I was like, I wonder what happened to the fucking car. Nothing.
Wow, amazing.
It was, and I was like, the whole way driving back, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
it's crazy.
It was nuts.
It's crazy what your reaction time, like what your,
like I said, I have never pulled the e-brake, but other than to park.
But like instinctively, you were just like, I gotta do it.
To me, that's a parking brake.
Yeah.
That time it was an e-brake.
Yeah.
But it was so weird, and I felt like fucking Vin Diesel, and I didn't like it.
That guy lives on the edge, man.
Well, his character does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
There's been a couple of times where we've all been in like pretty near car accidents. I don't think I've been in one that bad though, where like I skidded off the road.
I've never. Like you've been in car accidents, right? Like,
no.
Oh, you never been in one? I'm not talking about as a driver.
No, haven't. I know you were in a car accident when you were a kid, though.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fallon told the story on his.
Yeah,
podcast.
I gotta listen to it.
It'll be out this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm still editing it, but he tells it, and it just is like, this sounds like the fucking worst thing in the world, and he's still dealing with it with all of his. Like, he should have died. Like, he should be alive at this point. And like, I just feel so lucky that I've never been in anything like that.
It's fucking
that
nuts.
I can think of, like any car accident or anything like that, where it's like, shit, like that was really close.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. And this one was out of his control. He was a passenger too of a drunk driver. So it was
the person he was with was drunk.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And like, he was in Canada. It was in like a different country, and it was in wintertime. It was cold, and he was in like a ditch, a river, like water was running. And they say that kind of saved his life because it kind of numbed him. And he like broke basically his entire back, and his ribs were fucked up, and like everything was fucked up, and he has stitches in his head. Like this, he should not be alive. Like honestly, he shouldn't be alive at all. And we were talking about this. And it's like, you talk about the event, and then we spent more time talking about the aftermath of like the pain medication and like this sort of addiction line that he was on, and like how the doctors were just like, oh yeah, take these pain meds. But it's like, well, what else is he supposed to fucking do?
Yeah.
He either sits in pain and thinks about how he's going to be in pain forever, or he takes pain meds and feels like he's a superhero forever. It's like you're just not given many options when you're in pain like that. It's just it was a really interesting. I mean, it wasn't really even a conversation. It was a conversation, but like he was just telling a story.
Right.
Like I found it. Like I remember as a kid, he told me the story when I was like when my mom and him first got together, And like, I'd never heard the full story. So this is my first time hearing this whole thing, like as an adult. And I'm like, I can't. And he was younger than me. I mean, he was like 24 when this happened, and his dad had passed away like 3 years earlier. And so like all the shit was in play of like, I can't leave my mom. I can't leave my sister. Like I have to push it was a whole, it was fucked up, man. Like
fucking heavy,
very heavy. But, yeah, I stubbed my toe earlier. Yeah, and I don't want to put away my laundry. Like,
I got it rough.
I banged my knees at the gym, and it really hurt. Yeah, I just haven't had anything like that. It's just like, how the fuck am I this lucky? Like,
yeah.
I haven't broken a bone, knock on wood.
Yeah, bro. That's like
you've broken a bone,
being
right?
as a being like an adult. That's like the worst thing I've had. Like injury wise to me is broken bones.
Yeah.
Because I broke my hand. That fucking sucked.
When did you break your hand?
Freshman year, playing basketball at Calfit.
Did you fall on it?
Nope. I was going for a steal on Michael McNamara, and this right here hit his knee, and then everything on this side broke. So I went like this, and then all that broke.
You just went for a steal and hit it that hard?
Yep.
Wow.
Because he was coming at me, and I went for the steal. So imagine like this finger hits the inside of your right
like he
knee.
was driving?
He was coming at me, and I was going at him. So this right here hits the inside of your knee while you're running. And I heard it crack, and I was like, ooh, yeah, no, we're done. I'm out. Wow. The hand just broke. And everyone's like, fuck you. I go home. My dad's like, it's fine. It's fine. Your hand's not broken. I'm like in tears, like, Dad, my hand's fucking broken. Take me to the hospital. My mom finally takes me to the hospital. It's like 2 a.m. We get home. I'm in a splint. She's all, spinal fracture. It's bad. My dad was like,
he felt terrible.
Felt horrible. It was pretty funny though.
Like,
so then I had a cast from right here to here.
Wow.
For like
you're one of those kids
like
with like the free fingers over here.
I had no.
Oh, just a thumb.
It was the cast went all the way up to here. All I had was my thumb.
Wow.
So I was in art class at the time. Mill Holland just gave me an A. She was like, do what you can with your left hand. I was like, that's nothing. So she just gave me an A.
Left hand. I might as well do it with my mouth. Like at this point. Like.
And then she took all my notes in U.S. history. I still got like a D. Like, yeah, it was funny. So just went around with like this fucking big ass orange cast.
So that's crazy. Like I've never happened to me.
Yeah, and then I've broken my nose so many times. Like we know that.
Yeah,
I've cracked a few ribs from basketball.
Just basketball.
Yeah, that one was. We were playing at Loomis Grammar School at a game there for like 7th grade basketball, and the gym was so small they have just like the metal chairs like on the side, and solid. I dove for a ball right into the chair, which is against the brick wall, so the chair had no give, and it just cracked 2 ribs. Ugh. Yeah, that was fun.
There was that one time at CalFit I punched the steel beam with the foam
you
on
probably
it.
got like a hairline fracture with that.
Yeah, and I had a cast, but I played with the cast. But it wasn't a cast. It was like a splint.
Yeah, but it's still like, I don't know how you did that. You still hit shots.
Yeah.
That was beyond my fucking...
Just wanted to play, man.
I'm going to get it, but... Yeah, now going like back to like the car accident thing, like now I'm like super like paranoid about getting in a car accident now that like I have people that rely on me. Yeah, I'm like, sure, oh god, it's like, it's rough.
You sure Emily doesn't want me driving around with you and Skylar and everybody in the car?
You know, I'm not 100% sure, but it's a pretty high 90s.
Like, let's say we all have to, like, you know, circumstances, and I'm the only one that's sober. Do you think they're just like, all right, everybody here gets to die because I'm not letting Tyler drive the kid?
It's possible.
I don't blame her, man. Dude, I was driving and I saw a Lucid car. Lucid Motors car.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them.
I've never seen one.
They're cool
in real life. And I was like, oh, it was like a fucking spaceship.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool. It's cool living in this time where, like, remember when Teslas first came out?
Yeah, you're like, what is that?
And you see one and you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, what are those? Like, that's pretty sick. And now we're like getting in this time where like now everybody's coming out with electric vehicles and there's like separate companies and shit.
Well,
you good over there?
Yeah. I'll tell you after. It was funny.
Okay.
I don't remember what we were saying.
I was just saying I saw a Lucid Motors car and it was cool.
Oh, when you're saying like now like, we see Teslas everywhere. You know what's weird? Teslas like aren't that common outside of like our neighboring states.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you get towards like Midwest and like though like they're like few and far between.
Interesting.
Because all the there's a good amount East Coast and West Coast. That's like it, which is weird.
I guess that's weird because we see. I mean, I guess we do. There is like it's weird that like, oh yeah, there's a dealership in Rockland, California. Like that is pretty weird.
Because I was talking to Scott about this.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, I mean, you get anywhere like past Arizona, like you can't find a Tesla charger. Like there's like 7 from like Arizona to New York. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Weird. I guess I didn't think about that.
But there's thousands in like 500 miles from here.
Yeah,
like,
they sell a shit ton of cars.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like once, let's say like 5 years from now, once like Ford and Volkswagen and Kia and Toyota.
I think everyone has at least one right now, right?
Has like multiple cars that are electric, that are pure electric, just to see what that looks like and see like what's going to last and what's the best and what's most reliable. Like,
yeah. Well, I know California has a thing by 2030, they want every new car to be electric.
Yeah. Pretty weird to think about, honestly. Like it is weird.
So if you want to buy a non-electric car, you have to go out of state for that at that point. If other neighboring states aren't doing the same thing.
Yeah, and like I think the Teslas are really cool.
I do too.
Like I think they're pretty sick. And I think it'll be, again, just really interesting to see, like, because I was looking at pictures of the F-150 electric car.
The Lightning,
and it was like, wow, this looks really cool on the outside. And then you get on the inside, and it's like, it's still a Ford. Like, do you think...
I think the Mach-E was really cool on the inside.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I've never seen the inside of one.
Yeah.
And I've never, like, been in one. Like, do you like the Teslas or the Mach-E's better? If you had to pick one, and assuming it's never going to break down.
I'd take the Mach-E.
Do you take a Mach-E knowing that it's a Ford and being like, oh, this is a Ford electric car? That's where I get turned off by it. It's like, yeah, but it's like, it's still Ford. Like, I don't think they have it figured out yet. And I know that's
like one thing they might not have it figured out. But if you're telling me, you know, in this scenario, both of these cars are going to last forever, not break down, I'm going to take that Ford one because I've driven both.
So and you prefer the Ford, like the inside, the way that
it's got more
drives.
Shit on the inside as far as like character, I guess. The Teslas are very simple as far as like their layout. They have a lot of technology in them for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of dumb technology too, which isn't necessary. And it's cool, but the Ford, I just really like the layout of the Ford and everything. I like the way the car itself looks, and it drives the same as the Tesla.
Yeah.
And you could completely turn off the one pedal and just make it completely normal.
Got it. You can do that in the Tesla though.
You can make it close to normal, not completely.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's really sick. I got bored at work, so I went on Rivian.
Oh yeah, you told me this, yeah.
And I really liked them. Like they're really
also the Ford is cheaper than the Tesla.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Although the base model Tesla is pretty affordable.
Oh yeah, it's still affordable. But
how much is a Mach-E?
The one that I was in was like 50. That was the Mach-E GT.
A base Model 3 is 39.
That's the one I was in wasn't base model. Okay, it was the
So
GT.
They're probably around the same price.
Yeah.
It just feels like,
but for like Tesla Model S compared to the GT.
It just feels like, okay, if I'm buying a new car, which let's say in 5 years I buy a brand new car. I don't love Fords, and let's say I want to buy electric. Like Tesla's just been doing it longer than everybody else. It seems like they got it.
I think Polestar was the first.
Don't know. I mean, Tesla's been making cars for like over 10 years.
Yeah, I think I thought good talking on my ass. I thought I read a thing that said Polestar had like the first.
Tesla's been like Tesla's
largely manufactured,
made
first.
Electric cars like actually a thing.
Yes,
let's make that.
They were the first ones to like mass produce and make it
just like
available to everyone.
Toyota was the first one to make the Prius hybrid. Make hybrids like a thing.
A thing, yeah.
Right? Yep. Like, give them that.
Yeah.
It just seems like they have it figured out. And it
For
seems
sure.
like if, let's say I have $80,000 to spend on a car. And it's like, if I could spend $80,000 on a sick Tesla, or in 3 years, like, well, let's see if these other companies have something cool. Like, I just don't know if like, well, Tesla's been doing this for so long. Like, yeah, Rivian's been around for like 5 years or whatever, 5 years from now. You know what I mean? Like,
also, I don't know how long like these batteries last.
I don't know. I really don't know.
And like, what does it cost to get a whole new battery?
Probably pretty expensive, but you probably buy a warranty for that, and that's probably how they get you too. Is like, oh yeah, you get a
I'm sure, but that's like what, a 200,000. What? Okay, let's say this car, because there's no oil changes, none of this shit, no like. I'm sure the transmission is like the biggest thing that needs anything, but I'm sure it's all electronic anyway.
Yeah,
I would assume as long as the battery lasts, the car lasts. So if the battery, let's say it has a 500,000 mile battery, like okay, the 200,000 mile warranty. At some point, you're gonna need a new battery. What is that going to cost if you don't have a warranty?
I don't know. But doesn't it seem less complicated than a new engine?
Oh, 100%.
Or a new transmission?
100%. Because you're going from thousands of moving parts to like 10 moving parts, right?
We're talking out of our ass, but I'm here for
as layman's as I can think about it.
I'm there. That's where I'm at too. Is like, yeah, don't you just like pop it out the back and just like put a new one in? like an engine, like to put a new engine, you got to put all the fucking lines in. You got to get the fucking heads right. You got to if one thing is turned too tight, like the whole thing explodes. The
like
toothpaste is out of the fucking tube with the. Well, cars are so complicated now. It's like, yeah, every car now is complicated. Like you can't make the argument of like, well, Tesla's like, well, they just have so much to go wrong because it's just a battery and it's just a screen. Like, we're in the car business, dude. Like, cars always have problems.
Exactly.
No matter what, especially all the new cars with the big fucking screens, all of them have problems.
All of them.
So like, put that aside. I think I just like the Tesla.
That's why the 08 Corollas went for 500,000 miles, because they had nothing.
Exactly. And that's why I like my Tacoma is like just going to continue to drive for
it's because it's got nothing. It's got wheels and a fucking engine.
It's got nothing. It's got a fucking stick shift. It's going to just go.
It's going to go until like, don't let it.
Exactly. So I think that's kind of a dumb argument now too, that I think people are trying to make is like, well, all the new cars, all the electric cars have like all this complicated shit. It's like, have you seen all the complicated shit in like a Yukon? A 2022 Yukon? Have you seen them? It's fucking
bonkers.
It's ridiculous. So that's a dumb argument.
I agree.
And also, American cars kind of just suck.
They're not great.
Sorry. We work in the car business.
We do. Spoiler alert.
Like 9 times out of more than half the time, if we have a problem with the car, it's an American car. It's either a Chevy, a GMC, or a Ford. That's like has some weird.
More often than not, either Chevy or Ford.
Like, yeah, the AC doesn't work. Why? It's got 3,000 miles on it. I don't fucking know. But it's a fucking Ford. That's why.
Or like, just a random engine light.
Just like. And that's with every car. So my thing is like, you're going to get that with every car. It just seems like the American cars for some reason just have that more often.
Yeah.
Which comes back to, we were talking about like Toyotas and how Toyotas like just don't have their fucking center console thing figured out.
Or the steering wheel on the
But it's
trucks.
like, yeah, but they fucking work.
They work.
So it's like, maybe that's why. Maybe when you
they know that this one is reliable and like, they go with that one.
Doesn't have CarPlay and the steering wheel sucks, but like it'll go 300,000.
They have CarPlay now.
They do. But
like if you give me $100,000 today for a new car, I'm probably gonna buy a Tacoma.
Yeah, you think so?
I just get the $60,000 Tacoma.
They're pretty sick.
Like the TRD Pro with all the shit, and I know it'll last, and that'll be a sick truck.
Yeah, I might buy a Rivian if I have that kind of fuck you money. They're sick.
But this is the only car you get.
This is the only car you get.
This is the only car you get.
That's my thing. Is like the charging it. I guess if you have one set up at your house, like that's obvious.
I wonder what it costs to get one of those.
It gets kind of tedious. Put in. It gets pretty tedious. Okay, I think we should wrap up.
Yeah, it's getting late.
It's late, and I have to pee.
I do too.
Really fucking bad. I drink an entire bottle of wine, basically. Okay, we're done. Bye.